Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Monday, November 3rd. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
The name is Maisha Mingi. It's Swahili for abundant life.
Israel Nusi is 21 years old, determined to refocus the minds of youth and change his community through music.
I have a nonprofit with some of my friends that we started after one of our close friends died.
2 years ago, Nusi lost a friend to violence. He found his own purpose, help his peers find a solid path, and encourage them to achieve great things.
I tried to think of a solution where it could make an environment where it's okay, where it's like it's positively reinforced to think about things like that in the future, and to be honest about the mental health effects on what you're doing out here and all that stuff.
Nusi founded his own nonprofit group, creating an environment for youth to open up through music expression, holding workshops and conversations at the Youth Services Bureau of Ottawa and Juvenile Detention Center, connecting them with employment and education opportunities. Nusi, nominated by a core mentor and now the winner of Youth Ottawa and RBC's 21 Under 21 award of a $1,000 grant, is on the road to success.
Israel's a perfect example of the type of youth that get recognized for this. These are youth that aren't waiting around asking for permission. They're doing things like here and now. And in society, we tend to focus on kind of the problems, and we put band-aids on them.
Honestly, at first, I didn't really think about it that much because it was like, okay, nice, I got an award. The more I understood that long term, this is honestly like a blessing. Like, they've already started inviting me to a lot of networking things that really helped me. Being in a place where someone older than me is telling me that I should continue.
Nusi says the money will go towards funding his nonprofit.
Creativity is what brings about new ideas. So in either way, whether it's in our programming or in our fundraising, like we're trying to have the result of our conversations and the actions from those conversations be like a positive impact.
And for the future, he would like to see conversations prioritized on growth, helping the community, how this generation wants to move forward, and mental health. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
On Halloween, the veil between the physical and spiritual world is very thin, says Moon Brew Magic Cafe co-owner Shayla Bakshi.
Call me a witch, you can call me a spiritualist, you can call me a practitioner.
Bakshi's magic potions are more about self-care than casting evil spells.
I want self-love, calm thoughts, being nice to myself, just simple things like that.
The occult is finding a new generation on social media. Witchy videos are going viral. Moon Brew Magic wants to offer an antidote to daily stress.
Nowadays in the society, we just get lost with running around money, work, and all the stress that the society has in store for us. And spirituality is a way where you can reconnect to yourself. It's a free flow.
Bakshi does tarot card readings on site, answering clients' questions.
We are very interested in the spiritual world.
And I am a huge tarot geek, I would love to say. I study tarot so much.
Herbs like sage are infused into oils, woven into smudge sticks, and Bakshi's husband and co-owner, Val Desjours, blends them into the menu.
We use like sage or rosemary or like herbs that we use on the day-to-day witchcraft into our drinks.
They say witchcraft on the web is one thing, but connecting with other curious people in real life is magic.
We created this place so that we can bring in the community to reconnect, not just only the practitioners, also the people who are spiritualists and they do not know how to get back into like connecting with themselves.
It's Halloween every day at this cafe. Christine Long, CTV News.
Sakalauskas has run about 20 marathons, but he's about to take on what might be the biggest challenge on foot of his life.
I'm running around the Cabot Trail, 276 kilometers, the full trail over 4 days.
To pull that off, the 45-year-old plans to run about 60 to 80 kilometers a day, which translates on some days to the equivalent of 2 marathons. But that's not a double marathon distance just anywhere. It means heading up and over some of the steepest climbs in eastern Canada, including North and Mackenzie Mountains and Cape Smoky.
We're calling it Run for a Heartbeat, and it's in memory of my father, Simon Sakalauskas, who died of a heart attack, and we're raising funds to hopefully get to $30,000 to purchase a Lucas device, which is a CPR machine.
And it was brought to our attention that the emergency department could really use a chest compression device like a Lucas device.
Maura Neville is the Funds Development Officer of the Cape Breton Regional Hospital Foundation. She is also Sakalauskas' wife and will be his #1 means of support as he makes his way around the Cabot Trail.
I will be the water person, I will be the food person. If we encounter any weather, I will be the change of clothes person, and just there to basically give him encouragement if he's feeling tired or, a moment of, oh God, can I go on? Yes, you can.
The Run for a Heartbeat has already raised more than $10,000. Sakalauskas hopes to reach his $30,000 goal before he even sets foot on the trail on November the 7th.
I hope I do it. I think I can.
Sakalauskas is plenty familiar with the terrain, having participated in the annual Cabot Trail relay race a dozen times. Still, he knows that finishing the entire trail in just a few days is no guarantee. But if he does complete his mission,
it's going to be pretty emotional running into Bedeck on that last night when I'm coming into Shabakdo Street. And I'm just really excited to give this challenge a go.
An epic effort in support of better cardiac care, and a challenge that will indeed require plenty of heart. Ryan McDonald, CTV News.
In a small preview of what's to come on November 11th, Barrie Legion 147 members were joined by local dignitaries to kick off the most important time of year for supporting veterans.
This campaign is more than a fundraiser. It's a call to reflect, to educate, and to honor.
Between snippets of Remembrance Day proceedings and elected officials getting pinned for the first time this season, the Poppy campaign was re-emphasized for its symbol of awareness and support.
This is a very small token of what we can do to say thank you and to ensure those who have offered the ultimate sacrifice are given the benefit of support and help in their home communities.
As a former critic of Veterans Affairs, Broussard discussed the crucial needs that the campaign serves.
Far too often we're hearing stories about veterans sleeping in their cars, homeless veterans, veterans who are suffering from PTSD, veterans who are suffering from occupational health injuries who aren't getting the services that they need.
Barrie Legion Poppy Chair Fern Tyfair shares how those have benefited from the funds raised.
I've had people who needed last month's rent. I've had people who was able to move out of a car into an apartment. I did that 3 times with the money we had. Medical equipment, beds, wheelchairs, you name it.
Tyfair is reminding everyone that the average age of a Second World War veteran is 100 years old, like Barrie's own Bill Snow, who served in the Canadian Artillery and recently turned 103.
They're fewer and far between now. This is our chance to keep helping them as well.
Traditional Poppy boxes will still be available in stores across the region, and the Legion has doubled the number of tap-to-donate boxes. The Barrie Legion's Poppy campaign raised close to $165,000 last year and helped 81 local veterans who are in need. The goal this year is to raise $175,000. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
Newsprint paper keeps on rolling at Cap Paper. About 300 people are back to work. Earlier this month, the future for the pulp mill was bleak, but community leaders fought for it.
We pull together when times are tough, and I think I credit our whole region for coming together. But that's just what kind of people we are.
That's when you realize that Cap Paper is not only a company, it really is at the heart of this community. And so very important that it be a company that continues to thrive for years to come.
Rochefort says $10 million from FedNor will help the company adapt and respond to shifting market conditions in the forestry industry.
The purpose of the funding here is to assist with planning and repurposing the markets of this particular company. And so that's the work that is now underway.
Cap Paper officials say the province has been supporting the operation for the past year and appreciates the federal government coming on board.
It's going to take us well into the spring of next year to get to the level where we can start talking about what it is we're actually going to do. We have some really good ideas. We've engaged some very high-powered global engineering and forest products companies to help us.
Skiffington also thanked Kapuskasing Timmins Mushkegowuk MP Gaetan Millett for working with Rochefort to bring about the federal investment.
There was a vision 100 years ago, and now it's time to have the vision of another 100 years. It must be an investment for 50 to 100 years, not just an investment for a few months. So now it's time to look at that vision.
Cap Paper officials say the federal government has made it clear Canada needs to pivot, and that means they need to pivot too into new markets, new technologies, and new products. And they say that brings them hope that they're not only going to make it, but they're going to grow. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Kapuskasing.
When Joanne Mason was experiencing symptoms related to her blood pressure, her first consult wasn't with a doctor. It was with ChatGPT.
Okay, I have some symptoms, and do they match up that it's, urgent care or to the emergency?
Mason is far from alone.
Yeah, so ChatGPT is my new doctor.
According to a 2024 poll by the Canadian Medical Association, 75% of Canadians have gone online to get information on a health condition or symptom, 69% looking for treatment options for a specific condition. And Doctors Manitoba says this isn't a new phenomena.
We have had patients engaged in their care and doing their own research ever since online information became so accessible.
What sets ChatGPT and other large language models apart from Dr. Google is the authoritative way it communicates that information to users. But the quality of that information can be suspect.
Those search engines and those AI technologies are only as good as the information that they have access to on the internet. There's good information, but there's also misinformation.
But even if AI isn't ready to replace the advice of a human doctor, that doesn't mean it can't be a big help. Dr. Nichelle Desolé says physicians in Canada are already using artificial intelligence transcription programs to cut down on their administrative work.
AutoScribe records patient-clinician conversations in real time.
And University of Winnipeg computer science professor Chen Liu says AI is already quite good at diagnosing abnormalities in some test results.
AI can do a better job in the literature. The performance is better, accuracy is better than human doctor.
It points to a future where AI will be used more and more in healthcare, a future Joanne Mason is ready for.
I find it very useful, AI in many ways.
John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A place to sit, sleep, and eat. Kitchener's overnight warming center on Lawrence Avenue is ready to welcome people in from the outdoors.
People can come in, maybe grab a shower, brush their teeth, grab a hot meal, sit down, decompress.
The site is primarily for men, though there is the flexibility to accommodate all genders. Run by Thresholds Homes and Supports, the goal is to get whoever comes inside, even when at capacity.
We will never be in a position to turn someone away. I've committed to that.
In Cambridge, the overnight warming center is in the basement of Wesley United Church, next to City Hall. It can fit about 30 men.
Most nights we were at or over capacity.
The site is run by Porchlight Counseling and Addiction Services.
There was a really great community and kind of culture that was built here, and so we're hoping to see that kind of happen again this year.
Both overnight warming centers will open Saturday evening. They are scheduled to be open every night, including holidays, until the spring.
A point-in-time count done last year identified more than 2,300 people who are homeless in the region, far more than the number of shelter spaces.
Adding 30 here is, sometimes it feels like a bit of a drop in the bucket, but we're doing what we can do.
The Cambridge Warming Center is always grateful for donations of food as well as new or gently used warm clothing and blankets. The Kitchener site is inviting restaurants or caterers to donate meals, and already some have signed up to help.
If anybody has some extra food or extra soups that they want to come in, support some really hungry, amazing people and be part of a very cool program, we would love to hear from you.
Hoping to not only give people a warm place to stay, but also a link to support.
Ideally, we make a connection that people can come back to. It's I trust that space, I trust those people. I'm ready to start talking about, hopefully a shift into housing.
Hopefully it's a bit of a haven, a place where people can really feel safe.
Krista Simpson, CTV News, Kitchener.
Even when there's no class scheduled and the Nate Auto Body Shop empty, you'll find Annika Jones honing her skills.
Sometimes you're just good at it, but it also does take quite a bit of practice.
The third-year apprentice has laser focus as she practices masking a car hood for a paint job.
I really liked cars growing up, and my family kind of liked cars, but no one ever really went to work on them.
The number of women taking the auto body program has increased substantially over the years, but Jones is Nate's first female student, considered one of the best in the country after the Skills Canada competition.
It's a trade competition, so for all the trades, but for me it would just be I would prep something, I would paint something, maybe a little decorative aspect.
Now she's training to compete in car painting at World Skills.
Kind of like trade Olympics, like all the trades going at it, competing, seeing who's the best.
It just so happens the expert and trainer assigned to work with Jones from World Skills is her instructor and mentor.
That hard work and dedication is what it takes to be at the top of your game of the world. You're going to start from the bottom here.
The skills required for the competition change each year, competitors only getting a few hints on what to practice.
Very critical to have her practice these different tasks that she could face. Everything has to be at the highest level, and so that's what we're working on.
Buckmeyer says just getting to that level opens up so many doors for her young student.
I've had past World Skills competitors get job hunted from across different countries, and so the opportunities that will open for her are uncomparable to anything that you would just get here in Canada.
In a male-dominated field, Jones hopes her accomplishments will help inspire other women.
There's been hard times, but there are the people that really support women getting into the trades, and you just need to find those people.
The World Skills Competition will take place in China next September. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
For the second year in a row, Calgary's Nicholas Taylor is the TCR Italy Drivers' Champion. Taylor says he felt a lot more pressure this season to defend his title.
It feels like I have everything to lose, right? Whereas the year before, I was like, okay, nothing to lose, everything to gain. So it was a bit of a different mindset change, and it was a little bit more difficult overall, just mentally and I guess just racing with the competitors of mine. But no, in the end, we came home with a fantastic result once again.
How good has Taylor been in his 2 years in TCR Italy? Well, he's racked up 5 race wins, which is a record.
I don't think it's sunk in yet. You know, everybody around me is saying it's pretty spectacular, and it's absolutely unbelievable to have now have a TCR racing record, like official world record in the TCR world under my name. It doesn't really feel real because I know some of my competitors who have been racing in TCR for 15 and 20 years have not achieved something like this.
Taylor achieved the goal with only 2 years of racing under his belt. He's won every championship there is to win in TCR Italy. So where does he go from here?
TCR Italy, there's nothing left for me. So I will shift my focus now to coaching in the TCR Italy. I will look for drivers from karting and bring them into TCR and shape them into what I've achieved in the TCR Italy world. But as for my racing plans, it's still quite unknown.
Taylor can afford to be patient. With his resume, he's in a position to get paid, whatever series that happens to be in.
And I guess on the trajectory that I'm going, you know, carrying now 5 driver titles in the last 2 years, it's setting me up to be on a good path for this. So I think I just need to keep pushing, and we'll see what the next opportunity is.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports.
Deanna Miller was among dozens of people waiting for Zellers to open its doors this morning.
I'm here because I used to work at Zellers a long, long time ago, and just curious to see what they're going to be doing with it this time. One, two, three.
Zellers now occupies 60,000 square feet of Londonderry Mall, where the Hudson's Bay used to be.
Many customers are very nostalgic and have fond memories of the Zellers brand.
Customers like Miller, who worked at Zellers in Ontario for 3 years.
I think it's nostalgia, yeah, and people have missed it. The cheaper stores, somebody to give Zeller or Walmart competition.
This store will be missing some of the features of the old Zellers. It won't have a toy section, pharmacy, or a restaurant. Instead, the focus is on clothing and housewares, filling some of the void left behind by Hudson's Bay.
Customers were really sad to see the Hudson's Bay go, along with other department stores like Sears. But we are so excited that Zellers will be opening up their store here to bring a modern take on the department store concept.
This is the first Zellers to reopen in Canada, marking a welcome return to retail for some shoppers.
This mall needs it too, to bring people in, keep it going.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Carla Escobar never expected her life would change after happening upon an old car online, needing a lot of work.
I thought, I wonder if I could restore a classic car.
So Carla bought it despite having zero experience.
Yeah, my brother would laugh at me all the time because I barely knew how to put gas into my car.
But the Army veteran who served in Afghanistan had always been resourceful. So she started teaching herself how to rebuild it.
You just trial and error, you take things apart, you put them back together.
And for the stuff she couldn't figure out, Carla reached out to experts, including Brian Kelly.
Brilliant, smart, mischievous, adventurous.
When they weren't going on road trips to hunt for parts, they were having conversations that range from fuel pumps to philosophy.
I mean, in the beginning, it was kind of like a car buddy kind of, relationship. But by the end of it, he was kind of like a father to me in a lot of ways.
After Carla finished her car, Brian was so impressed, he invited her to refurbish one of his.
And he's like, I know you can do it. If you're going to do only one car for the rest of your life, make it this one.
They agreed to work together, and over the next year spent countless hours preparing to rebuild the car. But before they could finish it, Brian discovered that he was beyond repair.
So I was with him till the very end. Our bond was just really big.
After Brian died, his daughters gave Carla this hat their dad always wore before she raced to finish restoring one of the rarest cars in Brian's collection so it could be driven during his celebration of life.
It was a work of love for sure. Like it was, he was with me every moment.
But what Carla didn't know, what Brian never told her, was that he'd left this car for her in his will.
And I know that he knew I was going to take care of his baby.
Well, Carla is proud she taught herself a lot about fixing classic cars. She couldn't be more grateful that Brian taught her even more about building a timeless friendship.
I think that's the greatest gift you can give to someone is your time, your energy, and your love. And that's ultimately, I think, what life is all about.
Adam Swatsky, CTV News, North Saanich.